In light of the dislikes raining down upon the acolyte, what if we told you that it looks very much now like The Mandalorian Season 4 is completely and utterly canceled? And folks, what if we said that now not even theaters appear to want to play Star Wars? We've got the scoops, we've got the stories. Folks, sit tight. It's a doozy. Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel. We are happy to have you here with us today. It is a joy as always every time we have the opportunity to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. Today we are doing so with Star Wars, with Kathleen Kennedy, with Leslie Headland, and even The Mandalorian. They are canceling or pulling back or diminishing their efforts dramatically, and we're going to show you two places where that seems to be occurring. Folks, as we do this also, please consider clicking the like button. Help us out. And folks, we also, we know that many of you out there are very interested in the situation with that Park Place and the legal threats that were made on Twitter last night by a game consultation firm. Not going to discuss that in this video today, but folks, stay tuned for more. All right, we're starting today with StarWars.com. This one was by the StarWars.com team. We're going to show you what we mean when we say that Star Wars is pulling back, or at least making the appearance thereof. StarWars.com, Skywalker Saga Marathon coming to theaters on May the 4th. Well, now this looked like a big deal, right? Theaters which are in such desperate need of wins. Their theater ticket sales are so far down this year. It's terrible. Theaters might go under. This could be the thing that saves the day. All 9 films on May the 4th. Wow, what a big thing. Let's read the announcement they made. This will be a Star Wars day long remembered. Lucasfilm has announced that in celebration of the 25th anniversary of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, fans will have the chance to experience the entire Skywalker Saga in theaters this May the 4th, also known as Star Wars Day. Oh my gosh, this is amazing, right? In addition, an exclusive look at The Acolyte, the upcoming Disney Plus series set during the High Republic, will be part of the Phantom Menace screenings. Finally, those attending will receive a special limited edition poster. Tickets are on sale now, and you can visit Fandango for more information. Well, folks, it turns out that this giant release of all 9 films in theaters nationwide might not be so much as what we were thinking. This is an article out of Box Office Pro, released on March 22nd. And if we go down here, folks, to the 4th paragraph, take a look at this. This is not announced in the Lucasfilm press release, but take a look. The marathon is set to screen in 13 theaters across the United States with participating chains. So of the 13, we have Alamo Drafthouse, Larry H. Miller Megaplex Marcus Theaters and Showcase Cinemas, augmenting the marathon with their own special merchandise and events. At Alamo's new mission in San Francisco, where Star Wars Lucasfilm is located, the lobby will undergo a complete redesign. Oh, because Lucasfilm peeps might want to go. Interesting. 13, folks. 13. Read it again. Let's go back to the press release. Remember what we talk about on this headline chasing. Skywalker Saga Marathon coming to theaters May the 4th. See all 9 films on the big screen. This will be a Star Wars day long remembered. 13. 13 theaters across the entire country agreed to do this. That's it. 13. And why is it only 13? Well, probably because we saw what happened with the Pixar films, right? We saw what happened with Turning Red. We saw what happened with Soul. Those films came out. Re-releases by Disney. Those films made so little that I couldn't see how it was even justified to turn the lights on in the theater. And that was nationwide, and almost every theater participated in that. Happily so, until they saw the returns. And so now here we are, Star Wars with all 9 films, the biggest franchise on the planet at one time, could only convince 13 theaters to join in. 13 theaters. Well, things are also not going so swimmingly when it comes to The Mandalorian. Let me show you this. This out of That Park Place by John Trent. Giancarlo Esposito says he has no plans to return to Star Wars because they haven't called me. I'm going to explain why this matters so much. He plays Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian, and he recently shared he has no plans to return to Star Wars because Lucasfilm has not called him. Esposito did a segment for GQ where he was asked by an individual, do you have plans to return to Star Wars at some point? I really liked your performance. He said, thank you. I love the Star Wars universe. I don't have plans because they haven't called me. Love Moff Gideon because you have something I want. He continued. When a producer asked him what his theory is on how he would return, Esposito responded, come on. I came back to the third season. I didn't have a mustache. Then you see all these clones. Put it together. Well, that's interesting because Favreau had season 4 mapped out, right? Now, remember, folks, that Jeff Snyder, along with myself, we've claimed that season 4 is likely to be turned into just now the movie, the Mandalorian movie, which has been delayed to 2026. And that movie, by the way, is allegedly going to take the last 2 episodes of that season and turn that into a movie. And who's going to be in charge of doing it? Well, allegedly, according to rumor, Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni apparently was tasked with taking the final 2 episodes of season 4 and turning that into a movie. And then Favreau is going to direct it. So why does this all matter? Oh, there's big news here, folks. You just have to look beyond the print. Let's connect the dots. Everybody connect with me together. Ready? Folks, the Mandalorian movie is about to begin shooting in May, if reports are correct, and if what we've seen is correct in regards to calling forth staffers and cast and extras and all of that. May is when the shooting should begin. If Esposito, if he is not being called at all yet, and surely, I mean, come on, he would have had to have been called by now. If he's not participating in that movie, and if what we've heard is true, that season 4 likely is just flat out canceled, don't know that, but likely. If all that is true, we got to get a new baddie. The Mandalorian movie has to have a new baddie. This has been the baddie, right? So the Mandalorian movie has to get a new baddie. Dave Filoni is in charge of the Mandalorian movie. That's what we've heard. And so you've tossed out the big baddie. Who would be the new? Oh, that's right. Folks, that gives us 2 options. Dave Filoni is almost certainly either going to pull out a villain from his cartoon roster to be in the Mandalorian movie, or he could give us Thrawn again. And would Thrawn be defeated? Almost certainly not, because, well, we got to get to another movie, a Dave Filoni movie that'll see the culmination of all of these different series together. But Thrawn may be the baddie in the Mandalorian movie. And you can figure that out by seeing that Esposito says he has no plans to return to Star Wars because they haven't called me. And folks, if you thought that season 4 was happening, how could he not be in season 4? This should also add credence to the idea that season 4 is no more. Don't know that to be true, but my gosh, how many signs do you need at this point to say it's going to be a while if they ever do one? And likely it will never look like what Jon Favreau had originally envisioned. So Star Wars, it seems in my estimation, folks, despite the headlines, despite the Skywalker Saga marathon coming to theaters, it's 13 theaters across the entire country that agreed to do this. 13. 20 years ago, how many theaters would have loved to do a marathon of all the Star Wars movies? All of them. Today, it's 13. Folks, that's what you need to know. That's what you need to know. And despite all the headlines, it looks like the most popular Disney Plus show of all time, The Mandalorian, is not even going to get a 4th season. That's what it looks like. And that's not because Star Wars is having a great time with audiences, because audiences are not having a great time with Star Wars. Folks, that's the video for today. Short, sweet, to the point, because we need to get to it and get you out the door to enjoy your wonderful day. But before you go out there and make the world a better place, folks, we sure could use your help. Like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. Folks, don't forget we have a special edition of The Pro Show Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern as we get ready for the Nelson Peltz Proxy Battle board vote coming up next week. We're going to preview that. Also, that Park Place Live is at noon Eastern on Thursday. Folks, don't miss it. Don't miss it for a second. And stay tuned for even more drama as we continue to cover the news perhaps some people out there don't like it. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
What are you doing?
Well, I was feeling really behind and uneducated on all the happenings in the entertainment world. So, I was trying to work out a solution, specifically around 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And, well, this is what I came to.
That's not what that means.
Oh.
But, why wouldn't you just watch Midnight's Edge on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays? And on Tuesdays, on WDW Pro's channel, you got the Pro Show, and on Thursdays, you got That Park Place with Jonas and Vash.
Jonas? That guy sucks.
Well, feel free to jump in the chat and remind him of that regularly.
I won't feel free. I am free, baby. But I think you forgot something important.
What's that?
On Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, there's something really special that happens on Floros from Under a Rock.
Ah, right.
Under a Rock, where we don't simply talk about entertainment, we actually try to be the entertainment. Which, I mean, Floral, you're actually kind of dragging the show down, you know what I mean?
Well, theoretically, you and everyone else knows now what's happening at 12 Eastern Time throughout the week.
Yep. Now, just a point of clarity. You say 12 p.m. Eastern Time that the Midnight Edge will be happening. Is Tom gonna commit to being on time?
Well, that's a fair question.
Okay.